with us on Stool Talk, we have with us a smart, intelligent, creative, creative in the house, in the world of media. Just graduated. Most people know him as Boss Man. He's going to be an innovator. He's going to be able to pour into different people who's are inside of the media world. He'll be able to give his knowledge, give his expertise, and be behind many different things in the entertainment film. And we can't wait to see that. Today we have with us Mr. Antoine Ford II. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Very great.
Yeah, man, I'm happy that you was able to take time out to us because having people talk about their journey, talk about their careers, talk about the things that they're even wanting to go into is inspiration, motivation, and even a blessing to others.
hmm
So, can you tell us about a specific moment that you experienced that made you want to be in film, acting, or even be a part of the media?
Honestly, I feel like ever since I was little, when I was like one, for all my life, I've always loved movies, and I love movies so much that it made me want to be in them, star in them, make
Yeah.
them, and create them.
Yeah. Um, Icebreaker, what's your top three movies?
Ooh, top three. Well, number one is definitely Prince of Egypt. That's
Okay.
definitely number one. The other two, that's going to be a hard choice because there's so many movies. It's hard to choose which one is like the top three favorite. Um, Second one is probably going to be, that's a really tough one, honestly. I don't know. Probably no specific order, but I would probably either say Pixar Soul that came out a few years ago, and also Get Out
Get
from
Out, yeah.
Jordan.
That's a deep movie. Like Get Out is great acting, great producing, great production on it too as well. You are considered a blessing because God made you number one. God gives us all great gifts, challenges, gifts and talents, and He give us the knowledge and the ability to be able to walk into what He made us. You were on the spectrum at age 3, and God had other plans for you. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper, and you beat that odds of being on the spectrum. Like they said, you probably weren't going to be able to talk. Your talking was limited as a child, but being able to overcome that, knowing that, does that give you motivation to be something greater or to push you into what you are doing?
Oh yes, definitely. I always try to be every single day, living another day, being blessed to be alive. I always try to be a better person than I was the previous day, previous week, or whatever. I just try to be a better person every single day as time goes on.
Yeah, and I heard you were involved in plays and stuff in elementary, and you were able to remember your lines and able to recite them and do great. Like, when did you know like this is what I really want to do? Because like I had spoke with your mom, we were in plays like back in junior high and stuff like that, and I used to be with people that couldn't remember the plays, so we had to kind of do an audible and had the guy read our lines as we just acted. You were in elementary remembering lines and being able to perform at a high level. Like, when
Right.
did like, man, I'm good at this. This is what I really want to do.
Well, I think that play was in fifth grade, so I think that was really like the first time I really had like that idea of what it was going to be like. So I guess I kind of got used to. I didn't honestly. I didn't even know I was like remembering the lines all like that. I was just like kind of just going with the flow. So I guess it just came to me natural. And
Yeah,
I always felt like this is fun.
yeah. How do you think your background in theater classes? You were in theater, right? You were in
Mm.
class. How do you think your background in theater class and your love for arts will influence you and your future goals?
It definitely gave me more motivation to get where I want to be, and definitely more of an idea of what it's like. I know because theater in high school you had to really memorize the lines and stuff. It's not just reading off a paper or whatever. you had to really memorize it, you know, and you had to really be into character. And that's basically what I was doing. I was really trying to study the script, study the characters, and really get into that mood. Like, all right, this is like I'm no longer me. I'm this character. I have to get into that mode, you know.
Yeah. What challenges have you faced in your journey, and how did you overcome them so far?
Um, a lot of them was probably just being insecure from like other people like doubting me or doubting my career choices or whatever. Like I know not to be really specific, but there were moments where I wanted to, you know, do something creative or whatever, but they were like, "Oh, I think you should definitely do this because I think you'll definitely be more successful in this part instead of doing this." But oh, but I like this, you know. So you know, I kind of just throughout the years try to gather up everything, try to really get an idea of what I really want to do, you know, not just of what other people are saying I should do, what do I really want to do? So that's kind of what I was trying to figure out for myself a lot of times throughout the years.
Yeah. What would you say to someone younger that's going through that same thing, having identity problems, don't know what they want to do, going back and forth, and having self doubt and not going after what they would do? What would you tell somebody that was going through that same thing?
Honestly, I would just say that, you know, it's a natural feeling, you know, like everyone experiences it. We're all human at the end of the day, but I wouldn't let that stop you from doing certain tasks, you know, or stopping you from getting where you need or should be, you know. I think you should definitely like, you know, definitely don't bottle up your feelings. You should definitely tell someone about it, and you should definitely tell someone you're like comfortable with telling. And you know, like try. I would just say try to work through it, you know, and don't give up so easily. That's a crucial one. Just don't give up so easily. Just try your best to get where you get where you need to be.
Yeah. What does faith mean to you? And during your journey thus far, how has faith played an important role in your life?
Well, I think faith is all about, you know, believing, like having full on trust and belief in something. And I feel like so far, you know, it hasn't really um got me anywhere wrong. You know, I'm still having faith in myself of trying to work hard to become a film director, screenwriter, and an actor. Just trying to get into that film industry. I'm just trying to have faith in myself. Just doing everything I can to make sure I get where I need to be.
Yeah. Are there any specific filmmakers, actors, photographers who inspire you? And what about their work that resonates with you?
Um, there's definitely one of them. One of them is a director at Pixar Animation Studios, Pete Docter. He's the chief creative officer at Pixar right now. But he directed, you know, a lot of Pixar films. He's actually the director of one of my favorite films I've mentioned, Soul. But he directed other films like Monsters Inc., Up, and Inside Out. Um, and I felt like what really made him kind of my favorite director that I really resonate with him was the fact that most of his films are very creative. Like I mean, the ideas alone are just very creative and interesting, and added on there with like the storytelling of it all, and also just you know Pete Docter whenever he's like telling stories of like his story of growing up or how he got to Pixar or whatever, it reminds me of me, you know. I see a
Yeah.
lot of myself in Pete Docter because you know he had trouble trying to fit in with others, or you know had what's the word, antisocial, yeah. So you know it was relatable. He's a relatable person, so that's the director I really resonate with the most.
Yeah. How do you balance your faith with the demands and challenges of working in the media and the industry? And how would you, being that, people believe in other things? It's a lot of things that go against walking in faith, believing in God, and different things like that. So, how would you balance that? And how would you allow your relationship with God to keep you strong so you don't fall um, alongside what everybody else is doing? And you can stay grounded in your faith in God.
I just try my best to stay have faith in God. I just try my best to make sure that I'm not distracted from anything or anyone that tries to put me down or take me away from wherever I need to be. I try to be in my own world for the most part and try to form my own opinion and form my own path for things. I just try my best to have as much faith as possible.
Yeah, what does family mean to you, and how has your family and their togetherness and their being behind you? How much has that played a factor in your growth as a young man, and even going forward to what you're trying to do? Because I know you are very family oriented, and I know they have your back.
Well, I've always been comfortable around my family. I've always been myself, and was never afraid to be that way. You know, I feel like family is one of the most important things, and not a lot of people have. A lot of people take that for granted. I feel like whatever family you have, you know, whether they're blood related or not, it's very important to keep them in your life because they're very important and they inspire you to be the person you are and give you all the love and all like just everything you need. Family is definitely something very important, and I don't take that for granted.
Yeah. How? What advice would you have for young creatives who want to go into pursuing a media career and into acting, film, photography, or all the above? What advice would you give them?
But basically, I would say for all those who wants to be in that career of creativity, definitely put in the effort to take that path. Don't waste any time. Definitely work hard to get where you need to be. Because not a lot of people can get there. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication to really get there. And even if you worked harder than everyone else, there is still a possibility that you still won't make it. But even if you don't make it, I still wouldn't give up that easily because even though you can't get to where you need to be, life is still not all that bad. I feel like you can still make it better for yourself, even if you don't get exactly what you wanted.
Yeah. How do you approach like different let's say different things that you want to do in the media, like, okay, I want to be a part of this, or I don't know if you would apply for the role, I don't know if you would submit something. How do you do with your what you put out? Like, how do you go about picking and choosing what fits you, meaning like, okay, yeah, this movie or this role or this project might not be a good thing for me because of what I believe or how I'm walking, or this one is going to be a perfect fit for me. So how do you go about in choosing the type of production event or things that you want to be around?
I guess it just depends on like the context of whatever whatever is available, like what type of story they're telling, or the character that could be me. I'm not sure. It all just depends.
Yeah, and being that the media is able to send out the work, send out different things that people gravitate towards, people digest, people be able to watch. How important that you is it that the project that you're working on be able to emphasize something that somebody could gain knowledge, information, or understanding or educate them? How important is that to you in the different type of roles or production that's put out?
I think that's very important because every film you watch, well, for the most part, will always have a lesson in there for you, for anyone to learn from. It's, whether it's the development of the character or the overall theme of a story, it's all relatable and something that the audience or whoever is watching that film could learn from.
Yeah. And God has, like I said in the beginning, blessed us all with great gifts, unique talent, and the ability for us to use them and walk into our um purpose of life. Walking in our purpose on purpose is something that we say and we like to live by on this show or whatever. What would you say to a youth that may be struggling with identity and struggling and finding his purpose or finding things to do?
Well, I would just tell them that if you haven't really found out exactly what you want to do, that's okay. And not a lot of people know what they want to do. And sometimes they either don't know or just don't want to even decide or find out.
Yeah.
Because everyone's different, but I wouldn't stress too much about it, because there's some people that end up finding out, oh, I want to do this, but they're like 40 years old. Oh, well, I waited too late. Well, it's never too late for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people got their big breaks being older, but they, like you said before, they never gave up. And quitting is not an option. And I can tell even in you and your story that you're going to strive to be. What goals and desires do you have within the next 5 years that you're going to try to go after that you want to attain?
I wanted to try to make very creative driven and very entertaining stories that people can not only resonate with, but people can learn from and use that into their own life to learn to become a better person.
Yeah, that's good. And with the schooling, how long does that process normally takes?
It usually just depends on how long how many people they have enrolled.
Yeah.
Usually if there's too many people, there's already a lot of people enrolled and there's not many slots. You usually have to wait about 8 months.
Okay. So you have to be consistent on it, and then when you get in, you really have to do what you need to do because it's limited spaces, and you are chosen or you pick. So you got to make the best out of the opportunity. Do you think with the way social media is now, and you can upload different things, do you think you'll be putting together small projects, uploading them, doing different things, or you would just be getting the education until it's your time?
I would probably definitely be using social media to my advantage and definitely posting that on, YouTube or TikTok or anything, just so, people could somehow find a video and be like, oh, well, this is interesting. Let me check this out.
Yeah. Last question. For the youth out there, what would you say to them about striving and going after their goals?
I would definitely tell them whatever you believe in and whatever you have faith in, stick with it and don't let other people tell you wrong. Always try to be a better person and always try to work hard to getting where you need to be.
Yeah, we just thank you, man. We're gonna be looking forward to seeing Mr. Antoine Ford II name on different things. I've been fortunate enough to know people that's in production and in movies, whether it's camera, writing, and different things like that. Asante White and his wife Jasmine, they in Tyler Perry films, they came out with a movie that was really dope that I grew up with, and Lee Mark Swain, he be behind the production thing. So just seeing them people's names and knowing that, man, I seen them, I grew up with them, I knew their story, and to seeing how they worked hard and got to their point, to see that you have a passion for this, you have a desire for this, and that you're going after your goals. And with God, anything is possible. So that's one thing I love about you too, your relationship with God. You previously got baptized recently, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm proud of you, man. That's a blessing, man. Going down with the old, coming up with the new. And you know, God, He is gonna bless you. Keep Him first, man. He's gonna open up doors, put you around all the right people that you need to be, and He'll be able to get the glory because of your love and before your desire and your faith and walking with Him. And I want to personally commend you because walking with God and being saved and doing it the right way, man, it ain't easy, man. But you doing it and you're going after it and you stand firm, and God gonna show you because you've been faithful with it, man. So we just thank you for coming on today, man. And we look forward to what you got going on, man. It's been great.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Yep, thank you.